All right, welcome to my daily review. You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, and even though it felt like a pullback today, the index actually advanced 4 points. But you can see here, interesting to note, that the moving averages, the rate of ascent of the moving averages was greater than the increase of the Nasdaq today. What the heck are you talking about, Marty? Well, you can see that the 21 EMA was 4.1%. The Nasdaq was 4.1% above the 21 EMA yesterday and 2.5% above the 10 EMA. And then fast forward to today, it's only 3.8% now above the 21 and 2.1% above the 10. So it acted as a pullback. As the rate of the moving average, the rate of their steep ascent here was greater than the Nasdaq. Anyway, a minute point. I want to take a look at some stocks today. Apple, obviously, this one is got momentum, made a new high today. You can see recently it pulled back to the 21, and just the stock is super strong. They have earnings due on August 3rd. So that's something to think about if you're trading that stock. But it's certainly made a new high and is definitely showing strength in this tape. Meta, another leader in this tape, made a new high today as well, 318.68, and this one's just a little bit above its 10 EMA, 3.4%. Not too bad there. I'm going to go to some of the AI or semiconductor related stocks right now. If Marcus Smith wants to cooperate, and this is NVDA. You can see here it pulled back today just a little bit. Had an inside day where the prior day engulfed both of the highs and lows of today. So it's just a small little pullback, less than 1%. Not a big deal. And we need these kinds of days to relieve some of the pressure. Allow the moving averages to catch up. A little bit of back and fill. Even a pull back to the 10 would not be a bad thing right now. In fact, it would be quite healthy, I would say. So anyway, NVIDIA, doing nothing wrong, just kind of taking a breather today. AMD, I got an alert here, showed MC stock charts subscribers, that I was looking at this 120 and set an alert this morning. And I was at the golf course and it went on, but I kind of ignored it. Said, oh, AMD, crossed above 120, which is the pivot. But good thing I didn't buy it. I didn't act on it. I was busy teeing off on the second hole. And anyway, this one pulled back, but it still looks good to me, pull back to the 10 EMA. And you can see that the 10 and the 21 have converged here. So to me, AMD still looks real good. And they have earnings on August 1st. You can see there. But you can see the 115 area is where the 21 and the 10 are converging. So keep your eye on AMD. Another one, SMCI. This one, yeah, had quite a few people contact me today. What's going on? Nothing. When a stock makes a move like this, you got to expect a pullback. And that 300 number was a magnet. Quite a few people commented that they were buying here. They thought they were getting a good deal at 300. So time will tell. But I keep pointing this one out, the high tide flag pattern. I'm doing more and more studies on this, and trying to get a comp on it. I think maybe a Taser from 2003 is a decent comp. But anyway, more on that this weekend. Yeah, there's your high tide flag. Once it breaks above that flag pivot, what kind of a gain? The question is, what kind of a gain can you expect after a pivot off a high tide flag? Now, this is a 15 billion market cap stock. So this is I think it's got room to run. That's all I'm going to say right now. Like I say, I will do some more homework and have more on this weekend. I believe SMCI is going to be trading higher, and they have earnings August 16th. Yeah, it's still, like I say, it's not an expensive stock here like an NVIDIA or a Tesla or something like that. So anyway, that's it for the semis. I'm going to move on because there was some weird stuff going on today. The retail sector, ELF sold off because of the odd IPO, ODD, oddity, and it's a personal care product, and just some money flowed out of ELF into odd, and not a big deal. It's pretty common practice. And this thing just pulled back almost to its 21 today, not quite. But ELF is doing nothing wrong, and I'm sure money will flow back in. These guys are taking market share. Yeah, it's 1.2% above the 21. It closed that way at the low end of the daily range. That's what they call an inverted hammer candle. CROX, cannot have a daily review without our CROX. And I had this on our watch list here at that 122.82, and it's been acting well. But if you just look at the week, this is just forming a base here. It's just like a base on base pattern with this second base, the bigger base. This base undercut the prior base, so it'll be a stage 1 base. You can see it goes from stage 2 to stage 1. And yeah, I really like CROX setup here. I think it's extremely cheap. Peter Lynch style stock, PE of 11, market cap of 8 billion with more than 4 billion in revenues. So we'll just see what they say at their earnings next Thursday. We got a week to wait for CROX earnings call. So anyway, let's take a look at another retail stock that had on our leading stock list. I took it off as it sliced its 50, and then of course it rallied back through. But now it's just, to me, it's sitting near a pivot area here, about 390, and may appear on our watch list here. I haven't had it on it. I've been watching it, but it made a nice move today. Would like to see more volume coming in here, but they report not for a long time, 6 weeks or so. So LULU definitely had a good day today. Definitely looks a lot better. And if we look at the weekly chart, you can see kind of like CROX with this base on base, although this base did not undercut the prior base. So LULU, looks pretty good to me, and I think their company's still doing pretty well, even though they let the criminals get away with stealing stuff and not calling 911. How about the regional banks? Again, another day where the regional banks are starting to show signs of life. And these are the small cap, 5 billion market cap stocks that trade in the Russell. This is Western Alliance Bank Corp, and had another strong day today, up almost 8%. So these bank stocks are getting some love, and this is good for the market. It's just spreading the wealth around, taking money out of one sector and putting it into another, and just rotating around and around. So this is good overall. PACW is another one by the Pac West Corp, Bank Corp. It's a the Western Southwestern Bank, and this one was up more than 11% today. And you can see these things are starting to pull out of like a stage 1 base here. That would be a 938 buy point there, and that looks good. I mean, if that's your style of trading, it's not mine, but I just have to acknowledge that this is where the money's flowing. These stocks are doing well. It's not the end of the world that your NVIDIAs didn't go up every day. It's okay. This is UBSI, United Bank shares, and again, one of these regional banks that are just doing well. So just want to acknowledge that. That's all. A couple of the other, the utilities and the REITs are doing well. So this is good. This is Realty Income, and it's a monthly dividend payer, and it's below its 200, but showed some strength today. So that's good. There's a bunch of them, these REITs that are doing well. This is STAG Industrial, another monthly dividend stock. This is Tanger. This is like the factory outlet, the mall type of REIT. And you can see this one's been really strong here, making new highs. So good for Tanger. Another one is EPR. This is like the restaurants and the movie theater type of REIT. It's strange that you guys don't care about. Yeah, it holds 172 theaters. So it's got a cup with handle pattern here, but it pays a monthly dividend, and I think most people just own it for the dividend. But yeah, had a little bit of love today, so just want to acknowledge that. Also some of the utilities, PG&E, up more than 1%. You can see it's got a little base actually near a buy point there at 1768. This is just not my style. WCEC used to be Wisconsin Energy. This one had, these are dividend stocks, utilities, slow growers, very defensive, but money's just moving around. That's my point here. That's the only reason why I'm showing you these. The biotech stocks, they've been dead for a long time. There's only a few of them that are doing well. This is one of them, RETA, and this traded at a new high today. So that one is looking good. Vertex is another, one of the larger drug stocks, 92 billion market cap. Traded at a high and then pulled back today, like a lot of stocks did. There was a lot of, like, 5 pages of new highs today. Lilly, the weight loss stock, pulled back to its 50 for the first time out of breaking out of a base, and this should be a gift, but the drug stocks are just not getting any love. But money's going to rotate to them eventually, so I'm keeping my eye on the drug stocks. ARGX is another one, just ramped higher, I believe, on Monday and is following through. That's the 3-day rule. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Up more than 4% today. So that one looks good. I'm just going to take a random walk. I have to mention Carvana because this is a turnaround play that, Peter Lynch talks about. The turnarounds can be very lucrative. This one is given up for dead. They restructured a debt deal and reported earnings this morning, and this, buyers came in. Obviously, it was up 40% today. So that's a good day. 40% is a good day. Unity Software, another one, was in the news this morning and had a nice day, up nearly 3%. Net, this is on our watch list, and it started off good. It looked like it was going to break out here. I had that 72 here. I like it above 72, and it looked like it was going to take off today, this morning, and then pulled back. With there was like a program selling there in the middle of the day, and it ended up flat. But maybe that's a foreshadowing here of signs to come, because it did trade up to 76 today. So I'm definitely going to leave that one on our watch list. That looks pretty good. And Palantir as well. 16 there. I like it above that. And, it really took off today and then pulled back. A lot of stocks did this. Went up to 19 and got rejected, like Matambo. No. You're not going past 19. And then it came back down. So definitely another one to watch there. I still like it, up to the 20 area. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Oops, I forgot. I lied. I'm not done. One more thing. We've got to look at Tesla. After hours today, they reported 47% sales growth, which is, you see the sales growth here the last 3 quarters, 56%, 37%, 24%. That's a concern. And this quarter, tonight, they announced 47%. So it's re-accelerating sales growth. Now they used, price cuts to increase volume, more sales. So their margin shrank a little bit, but they were expecting margins to shrink down to 17.3%, and they came in like 18.3. So 1 basis point above expectations. I think this stock's going to trade above 300. It's just, after hours is funky. I do not like trading earnings reports or after hours. It'll shake out in the next few days, especially after the options expirations. This Friday, which is the the witching options expiration for the 3rd Friday of the month. So anyway, oh, and I got to show Netflix, because they reported good earnings, but their good subscriber growth, but their forward revenue guidance was a little weak. So this is getting a little bit of sell pressure after hours. We'll see what happens. Usually when this thing comes down, it just bounces right back up. So might be an opportunity in Netflix there around 448. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for today. It was a kind of a funky day, but a needed one. Some of those leading stocks pulled back, and they needed to, as they were getting a little bit hot. What do you mean by a little bit hot, Marty? We'll look at SMCI. I looked at it this morning before I went to the golf course, and it was up like 15% above its 10 EMA. And you can see yesterday I closed 12.3%, and ramped up this morning and closed today 5%. So it came back towards its 10. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. These things need to come in just a little bit. They've been extremely hot. So as long as the market's trending higher, we're going to embrace pullbacks and buy the dips, and we never give up.